You have just tapped into the Christian Life Coach Collective, and I'm your host, Laura Malone. I'm here to equip and encourage coaches in skills, business, personal life, and faith. I believe you're already 100% worthy and capable, and you're called for such a time as this. So let's get you walking it out with courage and confidence so you can be an amazing coach who sees transformation and great results in both your life and the lives around you. Let's get started. I used to think that confidence was something a lot of people were just born with, or you wake up to one day, and it would push away all of the challenges, all of the hardship, all of the imposter syndrome, all the uncertainty. Like there would be this one magical day. This morning, I would wake up in bed and I'd say, I am ready. I am ready to take clients. I'm ready to tell people I'm a coach without fear, without trepidation, like ready to stop hiding, ready to run and actually follow through, like really do it. And honestly, that day just never showed up. What I learned is that confidence doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It starts in our paradigm and it it involves our emotions and our actions. So I have something called the confidence cache, as in CACHE or cachet, I suppose, if you want to get fancy about it. The way it works is, first of all, I redefine confidence. I don't look at confidence like what we a lot of times associate confidence with. I think confidence is the willingness to show up and just try, to experiment. I think that is confident. I think that's courage, not perfection and not readiness, just willingness. I think it starts with that. That willingness leads us to take action, just taking the one step in front of you, doesn't matter how small it is. Every action gives you clarity. So you learn more about what works, what doesn't, what your next step should be, all of the things. That clarity grows into hindsight, where you can see how. Like now you can look back, see what you learned, what worked, um, how to approach your, how to change things that in your approach as you go forward. Like you have hindsight and you see how you did it and a better way how you could do it. From there, you discover the actual emotions that I think we're all after that we call confidence. But I think they're actually the deeper feelings of certainty, competency, and readiness. When we say we lack confidence, I think really what we are thinking is we lack the certainty we want that makes us feel safe. We lack the competency we think we should have, and we lack the feeling of being ready. But when you understand that confidence is just being willing to try, that leads to taking small actions that give you clarity, and then you have the hindsight and the how. Those are the things that develop the emotions of feeling more certain, more competent, and more ready, which breeds more willingness to show up and try again. And I remember when I got my first practice client, like when I first started coaching and I was doing it for free, and it didn't matter that it was online. I still felt like the surge of anticipation, adrenaline, excitement, nerves, like all the things, clammy hands, butterflies in the stomach, and like this question, am I going to mess this up? Am I even going to know what to say? Um, then at the end, when it's like, you have been so helpful. Thank you so much. I have been stuck on this forever. And now I actually feel like I know what I'm facing and I know what to do next. And that's the kind of thing where in hindsight, I could see that I grew in that confidence cache. Like all of those things developed in the process of taking, like, I was willing to show up and try. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I was willing to experiment. I took the action. I coached somebody. I coached lots of people. Like, I'm not going to be perfect. I'm not feeling ready, but who cares about ready? That's super overrated. I then from that action, like I got a lot of clarity and I had way more hindsight and like the ability to look at how I did it and how I would do it next time. I only had those things and the clarity because I took the action because I was willing to do it. All of that created more emotions of like, I am actually pretty certain I helped at least a little bit. I feel more competent than I did beforehand, and I feel more ready to show up and try again. So that cycle, I had proof that I could help somebody, which gave me something to draw on for the next time. And I like Psalm 18:32. It is God who arms me with strength and makes my way perfect. It's God who arms you with strength, and it happens as you go. He equips you along the way. He doesn't give you absolutely every bit of information, every tool you need, before you start. What would be the sense if you had a map showing you where to go and it told you all of the turns at one time instead of when you need to make the turn? You know, what's the point of that? You don't need all of the directions all up front. So that's why my Christian life coach certification's designed the way that it is. So from the very beginning, you start getting practice clients and you get hands-on experience being with real people, and then you have a method to use with the pro practice that guides you to help anybody, keeps you on track. So you're not just learning theory, you actually have a reason and a container to begin practicing how to show up, how to take action, how to get clarity and hindsight. And then you will be able to feel all those emotions of being more certain, more competent, and more ready when it's time to really hit the ground running in your coaching business. When you coach using the Pearl practice, you realize like it gives you a clear path to follow. No matter what client or situation, it will help you have a framework that will help them. And with every session, your confidence, Ash, grows. Like you're compiling this cycle of growing in willingness and courage and action, clarity and hindsight and readiness, competency and certainty, you know? Not because you're never nervous, but because you have something to draw from. You understand what's happening, what's going on in your soul? So if you've been waiting for that I'm ready now feeling, I want you to hear me. It does not come before you get willing to just show up and try. Before you take action. It doesn't come then. It shows up later, and that's normal. Look at everything else that you've done in your life. You've actually been taking some kind of action to help you get ready and feel that readiness. You can start growing in confidence now by being willing to show up to just one step, one client, one yes, and every time you're going to have more to draw on the next time. So if you're interested, you can start your certification today at sterlingandstonementoring.com. We can build that confidence together so you can step into the work that God has called you to do with courage and skill and a solid framework. So all things are possible, everything's figure outable, and I want to do it with you. Talk to you next week. Thanks for listening. For more coaching resources and to learn how to work with me, head to sterlingandstonementoring.com or click the link in the show notes. Remember, walk boldly in your calling, and I'll talk to you next time.